everybody, and welcome to Suruvi, where we care for caregivers. My name is Rhoda Wagaki. Today, I was reflecting on lessons I have learned from caregivers, and I thought I would share that with you. You may, as I describe the caregivers I have interacted with, you may see yourself in there, and I want you to think about what are people learning from you, people around you, your family members, your children, your siblings, your significant others or spouses, your parents. What are they learning from you? I also hope that you will be able to learn something a little bit from my interactions with other caregivers, what I have learned from them. I will start with the most significant caregiver in my life, which has been my mother. I have watched my mother take care of three grandparents and my father, offering palliative care. She has also been a nurse all of my life. And I have seen her take care of people in the neighborhood. She is amazing at visiting, conducting home visits to take care of those who have gotten babies, those who are ailing, those who have injuries. She's just an amazing human being. One word to describe her: resilient. She's a resilient human being. I I cannot tell much from when I was much younger, but watching her take care of my father, may he continue to rest in peace. I saw her need support and either not know how to get it or not know how to receive it. That is a conversation I need to have with her. But what did this do to her? It broke her. It built her up, yes, but it broke her as well. It built her up spiritually because I saw her lean in on her spiritual beliefs. She believes in God, so do I. And she has a very firm relationship, a very steady relationship with God. And I saw her lean into that, and that pushed her forward. What I wish she did a little more of, and I don't know why she didn't, I will, take that up in conversation with her. Her social interactions and her rest, taking care of her body physically. She didn't do that very well. And she did not pursue social relationships as well as she is doing now. And I think it is a combination of all of these things that now she is back on her feet again. The weight of taking care of my dad had her bent over, the weight of it. And I think there was emotional weight there, and I think there was physical weight there. I need to investigate that a bit further, and I will let you know what I gained from it. But I realized in retrospect that resilience doesn't just happen. It is something you feed. It is something you feed. That was lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 and 3 and 4 maybe came from my interactions with the predominant community that lives in northeastern Kenya. An amazing community, rich in culture and religion. And I was there to work as a counselor, psychological counselor to survivors of gender-based violence. And this one had me sit back and reflect on the lessons that I was gaining daily from that community, from interacting with that community. And one of the things I realized is that the caregiver, and maybe this goes beyond just that community, maybe it is prevalent in so many gender-based violence cases. When working with survivors of gender-based violence, focus is on the survivor, rightly so. But often we neglect the caregiver, the person who's bringing the survivor to counseling, to hospital, to the police station, to court. We do not focus on them as much as there is need to. And what happens then is that all treatment, all interventions that focus on the caregiver, on the survivor, and does not involve the caregiver, puts a weight on the survivor to adhere to the treatment plan or to the intervention. It is on the survivor to explain to their family what the doctor said they should do, what the counselor said they should do. It's on the survivor to explain what is going on with them and why they need to do so many other things. And I think perhaps it would work better, more efficiently, if we involved the caregiver in the treatment plan so they can understand post-traumatic stress disorders, indicators of them, so they can understand the treatment plan and therefore support the survivor to stick to the treatment plan. So what did I learn from that job, from taking care of survivors of gender-based violence? I learned to see the caregiver. I learned to acknowledge their presence. I learned to acknowledge their struggle as they watched their loved one go through the harrowing experience of gender-based violence and survive it, sometimes relapse, sometimes grow from it. I learned that caregivers are present and are a very important pillar in the overall healthcare system, and they need to be seen and educated and informed. That was the lesson from my interacting with caregivers of survivors of gender-based violence. In the 2 years that Suruvi has been operational, I have learned a whole lot more about caregivers. I have learned that caregivers are experts in their fields, in their roles. They know so much more than that which is written in books or is offered in webinars. I learned that if they are able to share what they do know, if they feel safe to share from their experiences, there's a whole lot that can be harvested from them that can inform the overall healthcare system. I have learned that they know improvisation. I have learned that they know how to work within very hard scenarios, difficult scenarios. They know these things and they can be mentors. They are such a useful and rich resource for the caregiving industry. And that therefore, if we are to grow, if we as members, pillars of the healthcare system are to enforce, are to take care of them better, not the patients, but the caregivers, they are a very good resource. And I want to thank all the caregivers for teaching me this. I want you to get this as well. That as you go about your life, as you go about your role of caregiving, people are learning from you. People are learning how to treat you. People are learning how to live with you, how to communicate with you, how to cope with you. Make these lessons worthwhile. Be awake to the fact that you are teaching people a whole lot. So here's my question to you, to every caregiver. If you had but the one lesson to teach another person in the community or in your family, what would that lesson be? You can put it in the comments. I would love to know. If you had one lesson to teach through your life, through your practice of being a caregiver, what would that lesson be? Put it in the comments below. I think it is gonna be great. Remember, as always, take care as you give care. Thank you.